Hi, these are some of the advices I wish I had heard before entering 11th grade. The first one is mindset. The number one thing I wish I had told my younger self is that leave your old identity behind you. The person you were till 10th grade, say goodbye to that person because we're going to adopt a new identity, an identity where we work extra hard, where we put in more effort than we ever did up till 10th grade. The second advice I would like to give you is start early. I know the 10th results haven't come out yet for the state board. If you at least have an idea of what stream you're going to choose, or if you have decided on what stream you're going to choose, please start studying early, okay? For me personally, I wanted to study humanities. I was dead set on studying humanities my entire life. But then at the last minute, I changed it to science. I changed my subject at the time of the allotment. When school started, everything seemed blurry for one whole week. I couldn't process anything. Everything was too much. The first week was completely blurry. And the second week, I couldn't even stay present the second week because it was too fast. The first and the second day is the only slowest it'll ever get, but the first 2 weeks are like very fast. Just because I messed up the first 2 weeks, I was dealing with backlogs which were more hectic than anything I've ever experienced. So I really regret not trying the first 2 weeks. We have to stay focused, and starting early really helps with that a lot. Even if you don't study anything, just at least flip through the chapters. Just know what you're about to get into. That's the main idea here. The third advice I would like to give you is don't leave anything for the last moment. You're studying all this material for the first time in your life, okay? And you've never studied this much amount of material ever. So it's going to be hard. I know it's hard, and we've all been through it. And what infinitely helps it become easier is to not leave your homeworks, your studying, and your assignments for the last minute. I promise you, you're gonna save a lot of long night crying sessions if you just do the work you're supposed to do that day itself. I know we can get into this mindset of let's try it later. Maybe I'll finish it tonight. I do have the weekend. I can finish it then. That sort of thoughts are okay at the beginning, but if you keep up with this mentality throughout your 11th and 12th, I only have prayers for you because that's how hectic it's gonna get. So don't leave anything at the last minute. Okay, the fourth advice I would like to give you, it's okay if the friends you had in 11th are not with you when you're in 12th. I saw this advice a lot in college advice videos, but I never thought it would actually apply to me when I'm in 11th. So, story time, I had this group of friends, but then at the end of 11th grade, I realized that as much as how I love spending time with them and as much as how what an amazing group of people they are, at the end of the day, our moral values didn't align. Our ambitions in life, our mentality, our intentions, they all never did really align. So at the end, I did decide to leave. And for a few months, I found it very difficult. And I used to like think all these negative thoughts. And I used to blame myself because of how horrible it was that I chose to leave. But then I realized I just prioritized my peace. I didn't feel like some friends suited me, and that is okay. I want you to know that that is okay. I wish my younger self did know that because I used to blame myself so much. It's just not that serious, okay? Life does go on, and if you feel like some people don't really align with you, I hope you do know that you have the option to leave. Okay, I sincerely hope you do, and I hope you can find the courage to take the actions to leave as well. Your peace always, always, always comes first. The fifth advice I would like to give you is that you're not alone. You know that stress, the anxiety, the pressure, the confusion you're feeling, you're not alone in facing this. Every single person who have survived the classes of 11th and 12th grade have gone through this, okay? And I want you to know that you're completely fine for feeling this. This is just all part of a universal experience, and a few years later, you will look back at these feelings and you will just see it and you will just say to yourself that, oh my god, with those experiences, it really shaped me into becoming a better person. Because pushing through, even when things get hard, makes you such a stronger person because you're doing the hard things. Doing hard things always makes us more stronger and more confident. Second last advice I would like to give you is one of the most crucial advice. Please don't waste 11th grade. If you're studying the state boards, you obviously know that you have board exams by the end of 11th grade, right? Please don't waste those exams. Please don't not study for those exams. When I was in 11th, I barely cared for these exams. I didn't even bother for those exams. Because in my mentality, I was like, it's just 11th grade. We still have 12th grade. And besides, I'll catch up with the improvement and stuff. It got so hectic. It's okay if you don't study for the 11th grade. Here's where it gets harder. When you reach 12th grade, you'll start looking for colleges, right? And some colleges, the very top dreamy institutions, or maybe not like IIT or anything, just private colleges that you would like to get into, they look for a certain score in your 12th grade, okay? And no matter how much you study and how much you score full in 12th, if you don't score minimum for 11th, you won't even able to get to your dream score in 12th. And I struggled with this so much because the realization only hit me when it was February. That's when the realization really hit because I had wasted 11th. Not saying I did not study, I just didn't took it seriously enough. By February, I was panicking because my actual board exams were here and I'm not even studying. And I looked around, people were scoring so much, and I started by February. Then I studied the whole February, March. I gave it my all, and I did end up scoring above 90%, but it was not. It's not really an elite score or anything compared to what people scored around that time. And also, 11th is far much easier than 12th. So try give your maximum during 11th because in 12th you do need to put the effort in, but in 11th you can really score well if you just put an extra effort than you usually do. And finally, the last piece of golden advice I would like to give you, and the one that I hope you always remember with you, is that please don't compare your 10th grade self with your current self. It's so easy to fall into the trap of thinking like, oh, in 10th grade I used to study this much, I used to prepare timetables. In 10th grade I used to finish one whole chapter in 1 hour. Please don't think that. Stop. If you're thinking that, stop. Please stop. As someone who used to have a thought process like this, it's so unrealistic. First of all, your 10th grade self did not have to study what you're studying right now. And secondly, it's totally unrealistic. Also, I would like you to remember that our brains do get advanced as we move up a class. So your brain do have the capacity to study the 11th grade syllabus. Just put in a bit more effort than you usually would. And that's it. I hope you found these advices very useful. And if you do have any other ideas, please comment down below. And I guess that's it for today.